It's Saturday evening. 1962. You're 18. Sitting behind the wheel of your dad's 1959 Chevy Impala with your girlfriend beside you. And you've just pulled into Mel's Drive-In on the edge of town. The neon sign casts a warm glow across dozens of cars arranged in perfect rows, each one occupied by couples, families, or groups of friends. You ease into an empty spot between a gleaming Ford Thunderbird and a family station wagon, and within seconds you see her approaching, a car hop in a crisp uniform, her hair perfectly styled under a small paper cap, moving gracefully on roller skates between the cars. She glides up to your window with a practiced smile, order pad in hand, and leans down with genuine warmth. "Good evening, folks. What can I get for you tonight?" The menu board glows with hand-painted illustrations of hamburgers, hot dogs, and thick milkshakes. You order 2 cheeseburgers, a large order of fries and chocolate malts, then settle back to wait, watching other car hops weave between vehicles with loaded trays balanced expertly on their arms. This isn't just dinner. This is entertainment, community, and romance all served through your car window. The food will be freshly made to order. The service will be personal and friendly, and for the next hour, your car becomes your private dining room under the stars. This was the drive-in restaurant. For 30 years, from the 1940s through the early 1970s, it was where America came to eat, socialize, and celebrate car culture. It was democracy with a hamburger. Anyone with a car could pull in and enjoy restaurant-quality food and service without leaving their vehicle. At its peak in the early 1960s, there were over 20,000 drive-in restaurants across America, serving as community gathering places that combined the comfort of home with the excitement of going out. The golden age of drive-in restaurants reached its zenith between 1950 and 1965, coinciding with the explosion of American car culture and suburban prosperity. These weren't just restaurants. They were social institutions that reflected the optimism, mobility, and family-centered values of post-war America. Drive-ins offered something revolutionary for their time. The convenience of fast service combined with the personal attention of traditional table service, all delivered to customers in their own cars. The car hop was the heart and soul of drive-in culture. These skilled servers, predominantly young women, became symbols of American hospitality. Many worked on roller skates, gliding between cars with remarkable grace while balancing heavy trays. The job required physical stamina, excellent memory, and genuine people skills. Car hops had to remember multiple orders, navigate between closely parked cars, and maintain cheerful personalities during long shifts in all weather. The relationship between car hops and customers was uniquely personal. Regular customers developed favorite car hops who knew their usual orders and preferences. This personalized service created loyalty and community connections that extended far beyond simple food service. Drive-in restaurants served multiple social functions that reflected the values and lifestyles of mid-century America. For teenagers, drive-ins were places of independence and romance, where young people could go on dates without parental supervision, while remaining in relatively safe, public environments. The privacy of individual cars allowed for intimate conversations and courtship rituals, while the public setting provided appropriate social boundaries for young relationships. Family dining at drive-ins created special memories that differed significantly from restaurant experiences. Parents could bring children in their pajamas for late-night treats without worrying about disturbing other diners. Families could control their own environment, play their own music, and allow children to move freely within the car while waiting for food. The informal atmosphere made dining out accessible to families with young children who might have felt unwelcome in traditional restaurants. The food quality at drive-in restaurants was typically superior to later fast food. Most drive-ins prepared food to order rather than keeping items warm under heat lamps. Hamburgers were hand-formed and grilled fresh. French fries were cut and cooked fresh daily. Milkshakes were made with real ice cream. This attention to quality meant longer wait times, but customers appreciated the superior taste and freshness. Menu variety was extensive compared to later fast food chains. Beyond hamburgers and hot dogs, many drive-ins served full meals, including fried chicken, barbecue platters, and steak dinners. Regional specialties reflected local tastes. Breakfast was often available all day, and many drive-ins served as local gathering places for morning coffee. The architectural design of drive-ins was carefully planned to create both functional efficiency and visual appeal. The central kitchen and service building was typically designed with large windows that allowed customers to see food being prepared, creating transparency and trust. Neon signage was elaborate and colorful, designed to attract attention from passing motorists and create a festive atmosphere. The parking layout was engineered to maximize capacity while allowing easy movement for car hops and customer vehicles. Sound systems at many drive-ins allowed for entertainment and communication. Some featured individual speakers at each parking spot for music or order announcements. Others used central sound systems. Drive-in movie theaters often shared facilities with drive-in restaurants, creating entertainment complexes. The economic model required careful balance between labor costs, food quality, and customer volume. Car hop service was labor-intensive, but allowed drive-ins to charge premium prices. Tips supplemented wages and created incentives for excellent service. Competition between drive-ins in the same market led to innovation in service and menu offerings. Some drive-ins introduced themed uniforms or entertainment to differentiate themselves from competitors. Others specialized in particular foods or developed signature items that became local favorites. The competition generally benefited customers through better service, lower prices, and more diverse menu options. The decline of drive-in restaurants began in the mid-1960s and accelerated rapidly through the 1970s as multiple factors converged to undermine their business model. The rise of fast food chains like McDonald's, Burger King, and KFC offered standardized food at lower prices with much faster service. These chains eliminated car hop service entirely, requiring customers to enter the restaurant and order at counters, which dramatically reduced labor costs and allowed for lower menu prices. Changing social patterns also affected drive-in popularity. The casual revolution in American culture made the relative formality of drive-in service seem unnecessary compared to the informality of fast food. Women entering the workforce in larger numbers meant fewer families had time for leisurely drive-in dining experiences. The youth culture of the late 1960s increasingly rejected the conservative values that drive-ins represented in favor of more countercultural gathering places. Real estate costs and development pressures made drive-in operations increasingly expensive. The large parking areas required for drive-ins became valuable for shopping centers and strip malls that could generate higher revenue per square foot. Many drive-in owners found they could make more money selling their property for redevelopment. Labor shortages and rising wage costs made car hop service economically challenging. The physical demands of car hop work, combined with relatively low wages, made it difficult to maintain adequate staffing. The roller skating skills required became increasingly rare. Many drive-ins attempted to operate without roller skating car hops, but this reduced much of the visual appeal and efficiency. Insurance and liability concerns also increased operational costs. The combination of roller skating employees, automobile traffic, and food service created potential safety hazards that resulted in higher insurance premiums. Environmental regulations introduced in the 1970s affected operations through air quality restrictions and noise ordinances. By 1980, the number of traditional drive-in restaurants had dropped to fewer than 5,000, and most of these had eliminated car hop service in favor of walk-up windows or drive-through operations. The distinctive architecture, neon signage, and roller skating car hops that had defined drive-in culture became nostalgic memories rather than contemporary experiences for most Americans. What disappeared with drive-in restaurants was more than just a food service format. It was an entire approach to hospitality that valued personal service, community connection, and unhurried dining experiences. Drive-ins had created social spaces where different generations could interact comfortably, where courtship could unfold naturally, and where families could enjoy meals together in relaxed, informal settings. The craft and skill that car hops developed represented a form of service artistry that required physical coordination, memory abilities, and interpersonal talents that were genuinely impressive. The ability to serve dozens of customers efficiently while maintaining personal relationships with regular patrons created a level of hospitality that standardized fast food service cannot match. The quality focus that characterized drive-in food preparation emphasized freshness, customization, and attention to detail that contrasted sharply with the efficiency-focused approach of chain restaurants. The willingness to prepare food to order and accommodate special requests reflected values that prioritized customer satisfaction over operational convenience. The community-building functions that drive-ins served created gathering places that brought together people from different backgrounds around shared appreciation for good food and friendly service. The democratic accessibility of drive-ins, available to anyone with a car, created social mixing that was increasingly rare as American society became more economically stratified. Modern attempts to recreate drive-in culture through themed restaurants and nostalgic chains have captured some elements of the visual appeal, but missed the genuine community connections and personal service relationships that made original drive-ins special. Contemporary drive-ins often emphasize retro aesthetics over the functional excellence that characterized successful operations of the Golden Age. If you remember the excitement of seeing a car hop on roller skates approaching your car window, the satisfaction of a perfectly prepared hamburger and milkshake served on a real tray with actual silverware, or the comfort of dining with your family in your own car under neon lights and starry skies, you remember a time when convenience didn't require sacrificing quality, when service was personal rather than standardized, and when going out to eat was as much about community and atmosphere as it was about food. Where was your drive-in? Do you remember the name of your favorite car hop, the taste of a particular menu item that was made exactly the way you liked it, or the feeling of being part of a community that gathered every weekend in the same parking lot? Those details matter because they represent a time when hospitality was a craft, when dining out was an event rather than a transaction, and when the combination of American ingenuity and genuine care created experiences that remained memorable decades later.